Hi all, this is Annie B and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time to my channel, thank you for watching and please don't be a stranger. Hit that notification bell and please subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos. However, if you are a subscriber already, and as always, a huge thank you for subscribing to my channel. Now, what you see in front of you is the Bargain Bead Box Mystic 2, and this is the June subscription. Now, I wasn't going to do anything with this at all because nothing spoke to me. But when I started putting up these beads and put them in their, their right place, storing them, I had some ideas that came to me. Thank you, Lord. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I made. And as stated, the theme is Mystic 2. I'm not going to go through all of this because you got a lot of wonderful reviewers and I look at them and I think they're fantastic. We have a lot of electroplated type beads, the lava beads, and we have more than 20 items this month with a value of $57, so it says. So let's get started and I will show you what I made for the month of June. Now, for the month of June, I was able to make, well, what spoke to me was 2 necklaces, 2 bracelets, 5 pairs of earrings, and I got an anklet out of one of them. And that anklet is really nice. And I got a total of 10 pieces. And for the amount of money that you pay for this subscription, you more than paid for the 10 items that you made is more than made up for the amount of items that you made. So let's get right into it. Okay, now this what you're looking at is necklace number 1. And for this necklace, I use the 32 by 37 millimeter, the chandelier focal piece. I use the electroplated natural quartz crystal beads. I use the 8 by 6 crystal round beads, the frosted rainbow iris bead, and I use bead caps from my stash on this particular piece because the bead caps that came in my box, I dropped them behind my desk and I didn't want to move. And so I just pulled out these from my stash. But I finally got up and I got the original ones that came in the box. So I did use them in one of the other projects. And I also used 2 of the fancy bicone spacer beads. And I just used those to bridge this piece together. And I used some green round leather cordons that I had in my stash, and I closed the piece by using a cord end, a jump ring, and a lobster clasp from my stash. And this turned out quite nice. But at first when I saw this type bead, I just kind of frowned on it, but I think it turned out quite nice. They are electroplated quartz beads, and I made a dangle here. I actually made 3 dangles, and it looks very nice. And I'll show you how they look on. My granddaughter was gracious enough to model these for me, and I'll just show you what I use. Now, I didn't want these spacers to be, I wanted them to have that free flow to them. So I didn't glue them down or anything, but I just wanted that free flow movement on this piece. So this is, and the green cord. This went very nice, better than the copper chain. I didn't want to use that. It just didn't look mystic enough. So I decided I would use this green leather cord for my stash. So this is number 1. This is necklace number 2. And for this piece, I use, now this is a simple piece, but it has a lot going for it. I use the electroplated lava beads. Now I had some pink beads because I wanted to kind of offset the lava beads, and I put something solid in here. And so I got these beads from one of the monthly subscription, and I think they went quite well with this piece. And I decided to use silver on this piece, on this necklace here, and I used some silver change, lobster clasp, made an extender, and this is a lovely piece. Now this is my piece. I'm going to keep this for myself. Now the lava beads has so much going for it. Just look at the texture in it. And I'm liking what they are doing with them. At first when they started using the lava beads, they were just plain black, but now they are really stepping up with the different type designs and creation they come in with the lava beads. And this is a pretty piece here. This is necklace number 2. Okay, now we are on to the bracelet. And as I said, I only made 2 bracelets from this month's box. And for this bracelet, I used the 8 millimeter, the plated the lava stone beads. And I used the crystal fancy pyramid beads. You know, these are the light peach one here, and they're so sparkly. And I used a few of the corrugated spacer beads. And for my stash, I use this is a 14 millimeter check glass Hawaiian flower bead that came in one of the subscriptions that I get each month. And this is so cute. And what I decided to do, which I don't normally like to do, I used a magnetic clasp with this. And this turned out to be very nice. That clasp. It will be mystic if I lose it and somebody else find it. So that would be the mystic part of this. But that I use this Hawaiian bead because it has the green colors, and I picked up the green out of these beads. I don't know if you can see it from the lava beads, but that turned out to be very, very nice. This is a pretty bracelet here. So this is bracelet number 1. This is bracelet number 2, and for this piece I use the crackle agate bead. You know, these are the dyed violet color beads. I use the copper bead cap that I've picked up. I finally moved my desk and I found my bead cap that came in the box, and I used the hook and eye clasp. And instead of using a crimp cover for this piece, I actually use a big hole bead, and I just hid that crimp into that big hole bead, and this turned out to be very nice. And the hook and eye, this is a pretty hook and eye set, so I use that on this piece. This is a simple piece, and the agate bead, they are very busy as well. So that is number 2. So let me show you the earrings that I made. And as stated, I made 5 pair of earrings. So I'll just run through them right quick for you. What you're looking at now is earring. This is pair number 1. And for this piece, I use the chandelier drop. And on the paper, and I know one of the reviewers had let her know, I can't remember which one, but I also got 4 of these. So now this started out being a bracelet, but I stopped short, and the earrings came to mind. So this is what I use. I made 5 dangles using the crystal bicone beads, and I also used the copper finish ear hook. And for the copper finish ear hook, what I did was I took that little ball, that copper ball off, and I put one of those bicones right there. I replaced that and took the copper ball off, and I used the bicone here, and I made this pair, and I think it's cute. It's something nice about this little drop. I like the texture of it. I like the design on it, and it has that mystic look. So these are cute. So this is pair number 1. This is pair number 2. And for pair number 2, I use the glass leaf pendant, the frosted crystal over beads, and one of the corrugated spacer beads. And from my stash, I use the copper jump ring and some copper daisy spacers that I had in my stash to make this set here. So this is pair number 2. This is pair number 3. And for this pair, I use the plated lava stone beads, the bead cap that came in the box. I added one of the crystal rondelle beads and the fancy bicone spacer, the copper beads. I also use the copper finish earring hook that was in the box to make this pair. And this pair actually can be worn with the necklace number 1, and you know, you can actually wear it with necklace number 2. Although it has a silver piece, you can also wear it. You know, nowadays we are wearing copper, all sorts of metal, we're wearing them together, so this could be a whole complete interchangeable set. This is pair number 4, and I remember some time ago I purchased the leaf shape, this little dangle here from Hobby Lobby, And I love their vintage, I think it's called Vintage Vogue set of jewelry. And they have nice little pieces, especially when they're on sale. And I use the light peach color bead, and I use the ear hook that I had in my stash to make this pair of earrings. And they're very nice and very lightweight. These are very nice. That is pair number 4. Now this is the last pair of earrings that I made. And as you can see, I used the crackle agate bead, and I used the bead cap fancy spacer and the ear wire from this month box to make this pair of earrings. Now this earring also is a match set. This is a set. It can also be worn with this bracelet right here. And that is it for my necklace. But let me show you something else I decided to make. Now, this is an anklet, and this is my granddaughter's. This is what she charged me for modeling my pieces, and I'll show those to you shortly. And now for this anklet, I use the 4 millimeter crystal bicone, the metallic rainbow iris bead. I added a charm to it, and this charm came from one of the subscription boxes, and I use to close it, I use a lobster clasp, and I have a jump ring on here. Once before, when I made an anklet, I used the magnetic clasp. And I was at the doctor's office, and when the doctor called me, I got up and walked. And when I did, that anklet just came off. I don't know how it did. So I'm very cautious not to use an anklet. I mean, the magnetic clasp when I'm making an anklet. But the lobster claws are very nice. And this is so cute. And when the sun hit this bead, it is so sparkly and so pretty. It looks very nice on the leg. So this is the only anklet that I made from this month's box. So I believe that is it for me. And stay tuned for just a few minutes. I always just like to give you a display of how cute they are. And thank you for stopping by. And hopefully, prayerfully, you're okay and being safe. And I'll see you the next time. Hang on.